Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you guys how to achieve a flat sew-in on someone who has really long hair and full hair. And today I will be using hair from my Beautiful Hustler brand, which is a 5x5 lace closure in 18-inch, and its bundles 20, 22, and 24. Now I will be showing you guys exactly how I did my install from beginning to end, and I'm showing you here the braid pattern that I chose to use because of how much hair she had, and also because you still want to achieve a very flat sew-in. Now I do have a few new products that I will be introducing to you guys here in this tutorial, and I also have a Black Friday sale, and everything will be listed down below as far as the coupon code to purchase your orders. And I'm doing a sale $50 off for all orders that is over $250. Now, before I get into explaining to you what's going on in this tutorial, I have a new product alert, and this is actually the Bedhead hairstyling spray, but this is their like extra strong hold. I went to TJ Maxx and I found this spray. I was going to pick up some Bio Silk and the regular Bedhead, but I came across this one. And it's another Bedhead hairstyling spray, but this one is the extra strong hold. So it's even stronger than the regular Bedhead that I use. So I was really excited to, try this new product out. And I also have a few new methods for you guys today. Now, I did go ahead and do the ball cap on camera because you guys requested this. And if you notice, because I am doing a lace closure sew-in, I did not spray that Bedhead across the whole hairline. I only sprayed it where I would need that closure to pretty much lay. And I also kept that cap on just to sew on a cap. And I do this just to like relieve some of the tension that you can get from from sewing directly on top of the braids. So I like to use the cap to sew onto, and you can do this with regular sewing net. Is up to you, but it would be like a two-step process with using a net and then a stocking cap to protect the hair from the lace glue and everything like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sew this first bundle in, which is a 24-inch, and as I mentioned, this hair is from my brand and all the details will be listed down below. I like to sew the first track doubled, and that's just to keep that fullness towards the back and still be able to get all or most of those bundles with that closure inside, onto the client's head. And the very first thing I did was sew that first track right underneath that braid that is under there. Because she has a lot of hair, my focus was to get the front as flat as possible. And if the bulkiness was to be in the back, it wouldn't be like a big bulkiness, but it'll be, you just want to keep the fullness to the back and just, the flat and the neatness towards the front. Now here I am slowing the video down so you guys can see how I do my flip over method. Once you get to the end of the track, because I do not cut my tracks in the sew-in, I do I do the flip over, fold over sew method, whatever you want to call it, guys. But I am slowing it down to show you that I still go underneath the corner of that track, and I do this a few times just to secure the ends of the track. And I wrap my thread around my needle at least 3 times before pulling and securing it. And that's just to make sure that that sew-in does not go anywhere. But also when I am stitching, I wrap that thread around that needle at least 2 to 3 times before pulling it through and moving on to the next section. Now I kind of did speed it up here just because it's very repetitive as far as doing a sew-in. And as you guys notice, how I am sewing those double wefts, it's like I like to keep one track on top and one a little bit underneath, and I just still take my needle underneath both of those tracks and do my wrap around the needle and pull through. Now I do not stick my needle through the tracks. I've never done that. I always just stick with the underneath. The only way I may possibly stick my needle through the track is if I feel like the track is too bulky towards the end when I need to do my flip over method. I will go through that track, but other than that, I just pretty much go underneath that track. And as I mentioned before, once I get to those corners, I do go through those ends a few times before moving on. I know I'm kind of speaking fast, but I'm just trying to get you guys all of this information. This video is lengthy. I know you guys love long videos, so this video is about 20 minutes, give or take. So just bear with me and be patient, and you guys will definitely learn some new things today. Now I am going in with that second bundle, and for the last two bundles I would just sew with single. And if you notice, I still have not cut that cap yet because I want to get majority of the bundles on first. And before I start to sew on my third bundle, I will do the lace closure first, just to get it on there. And then with the hair that's still needed to complete the sewing, I will go in with that third bundle and sew that hair. Now, as I'm showing you how to sew those bundles in single, it's just like the same thing, going underneath that track, wrapping it around the needle a few times and pulling it through. And another reason why I like to use this cap, because the way my braid down is, some people like to do anchor braids for their closure sew-ins, and you know, to each his own. If it works for you, then you know, by all means do what's best for you. But because I don't like to do the two anchor braids, and my reasoning is because I feel like sometimes when you try to part the closure a different way, because that braid is coming across the hairline, like if I were to braid it like saying it was going ear to ear, it can cause a little bit bulkiness, like your part won't be as flat. So I just like to sew the same, braid the same direction I would if I was doing a lace wig. But the benefit of that cap is you can sew onto that cap and not necessarily through like the edges of the person's hair, which can cause some type of tension that you don't want to pop the edges. So that's another reason why I like to sew onto that cap, because one, that cap is molded down, and two, I could just stick the thread and that needle through that cap without it actually being on the client's real edges, which will prevent any breakage or anything like that. But other than that, the same way I do the flip over method, when doubling the tracks, I do the same thing with singling. It's just that with the singling, it's a little bit easier, so you don't have to go underneath it too many times as you would if it was double, because it's thinner, it's easier to work with versus doubling the tracks. But I'm just going to continue to sew in, the rest of this second bundle, and then I will get into applying the lace closure. Now, what I realized, and my thing is to teach myself some new things so I can teach you guys. And I'm happy I did just install on this client, because she's very, very fair skinned, very, very light. And a lot of times, majority of the time on my videos, I'm always doing like darker skinned girls. And it's, not everybody can melt laces and make the lace match on dark skinned girls. But it's important that you know how to do your techniques for people with brighter skin with brighter skin as well. So I taught myself a little trick, and I was just like, trying things out. And for her skin tone, you guys know I usually use the Ruby Kisses foundation, and the lightest shade that I found was level 9. But that level 9 can still be too dark for someone who is as bright as her. So what I decided to do was grab some, like the little LA Pro concealers, the one you use for your brows and everything. I decided to buy that in the two colors I purchased for really, really, really bright skin. Was the porcelain True Match. Not True Match. The L'Oreal, whatever it is. It's just I'm trying to see the brand here, but I just purchased the LA colors. I think that's what it is. But I just purchased the LA color concealer in the color porcelain, and also in the color light ivory. But for her, I did use that light ivory shade because it blended so perfect. So I just squeezed a little bit of that concealer, and as you can see, as I'm putting it on the back and on the front of my lace closure, it is very, very, very light. But you guys will see when I put it up against her skin and I begin to melt her lace closure, like it's going to blend so perfect. So For people who are her skin tone or lighter, you know, around that same shade, instead of you trying to use a foundation that may be too dark or too orange, use that porcelain or those ivory shades of that concealer, and I'm telling you, it would be a major difference. Like, as you can see right now, me holding up against her skin is going to blend perfectly. So I was really, really happy that this came out exactly how I wanted to. And now every skin tone client that I have will be able to have that perfect blend without their lace being one too light or too dark. Not saying I really had that problem a lot, but you know, it's all about teaching yourself new things and new ways to, you know, perfect your craft. So with that being said, I applied that concealer on the inside of the lace and on top of the lace, and I'm just going to have her hold that 5x5 closure down as I go around and sew that closure down, you know, all around. And you just want to make sure your client do hold that closure steady, because if they allow you to pull it far back, or if they're pulling too hard and pulling it too far down, then you will have to cut the closure off, replace it, and re-sew it. And it is kind of frustrating. So not that I had this problem with her at all, she did it perfectly, but in some cases you do have clients who don't hold it the way you need it to. So just explain to them, hold it firmly, and don't let go until, you know, they are told to do so. And that way you don't have to waste your time and cut it out and redo it. But I'm just going to continue to sew this closure all around. And once I do that, I will go ahead and, you know, tie that up and lay my lay closure down. And I just was like, you know, I could have either finished sewing or laid the closure down first, but I decided to just, you know, lay that closure down and get it out the way. So I'm just going to go in today with the Bold Hold Extreme Cream. This is not the active, this is the original Bold Hold Extreme Cream. I love them both. They both do wonders. They both are like thebomb.com. I am going to try out some new adhesives as well, because I've seen a lot of people, you know, been hitting me up and want to see me their lace glue. So I'm going to be trying different glues as well. And I'm also going to order me some of Erica J's lace glue as well, and use that too, just so you know, have a different variety of glues and you know how to use them and everything like that. So right now I'm just applying all of my layers of that Bold Hold, and once it turns clear, you guys, I already know I will go ahead and pull that lace down into that glue. And still having her, you know, hold each side, blow dry it, comb that lace in, cut off that extra lace, and tack down whatever is still lifting. And I will be doing baby hairs for this install, as you guys seen from the thumbnail. So I will touch a little bit on that. And once I get the closure, you know, all tacked down and everything like that, I will go back in and continue to sew in the rest of the hair, or, you know, as much that can fit in or whatever like that. The key to today's installation was achieving a very, very flat installation. And if you missed it, do just like scroll back to the beginning of this video so you can see how much hair she had before I even installed it. So yeah, go back if you missed it, because she has a lot of hair. And some people are, you know, some people don't know how to really deal with people with short hair, and then there's people who don't know how to deal with people with a lot long, thick, full hair. So that's why I wanted to really show you guys that braid pattern, and, you know, some new little things that you can do to, you know, achieve better results. But let's talk about how this lace is blending so perfect with her skin tone. Like, you guys don't understand, it is a major difference from using that Ruby Kisses Level 9 foundation. Like, her lace still would have looked good, don't get me wrong, but it would have looked slightly too dark. But this light ivory concealer that I'm using underneath and on top of this lace, it matches so perfect. I couldn't believe how perfect it came out. So I do recommend that you guys go ahead and grab those colors. And another great thing about it is it's way cheaper than buying the Ruby Kisses foundation. Like, Those little concealers are like $2, $3 a pop versus the Ruby Kisses foundations. I be paying like $6 for each one. And imagine me buying 6 or 7 at a time. You're spending so much more money, and you can just get the little concealers and, you know, make it do what it do. Also, I'm probably going to add some liquid foundations as well, because before I thought about doing the porcelain and the light ivory concealer in a small tube, I thought about just buying the regular liquid foundation color and those colors, and just, you know, using that liquid in a foundation brush and just brushing it on. Either one you can do. I will show you guys with the liquid foundation. I know you guys are so used to me using the cream foundation, but it's really all the same thing, to be honest. But never, ever, 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 ever do these steps using that powdered foundation. It is a big no. It's very messy. It seeps through the hair, and it's just like so freaking annoying. So do not use the powder foundation ever when you are doing these steps like cream foundation, liquid foundation, concealer is like the best thing to do. So yes, no powder foundation, guys. No powder foundation. But I went ahead and as you can see, I had tied down my lace with that melt belt. I sewed in the rest of the bundles. You know, it's just repetition, so I didn't want to go into too much detail about that. But now I'm just going to go ahead and just flat iron all of this hair out. I am using that Fantasia's heat protecting spray, and just spraying that on that hair just to get the hair nice, silky, getting rid of flyaways and everything like that. So I'm just going to go in and flat iron that out. And I am using a Remington flat iron. I love the Conair, the Infinity Pros, the Remington. You can get these flat irons from Walgreens. You can get them from Walmart, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross. Like all of those little discounted stores and everything like that have like the best bomb flat irons, period. And I absolutely love it. Now, one thing I did forget to mention when it came to laying down this closure, what I did differently, and I loved this technique. Because you guys know I always have to do my second step process, you know, thingy, melting process. I used that new Bedhead Extra Strength spray on the hairline, and then after I did the spray, I went in with some mousse, and the combination of them both, it made the hair look super soft, and it did not flake. Now, we know with the holding spray, you can get some flakiness, and with the mousse alone, it does dry hard, but when you comb it out, it still gives you that soft look. But I did do a combination of both, and I absolutely loved it even more, because I still was able to get that strong hold and still get that softness at the same time. So it just worked out so bomb. So once I removed that and I combed them baby hairs out, or the section that I will be using for baby hairs, it did not flake at all, at all, at all. It did not flake, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like, this is the truth, okay? Now, I did notice, like, her part was a little crooked at this point, but I did go back in and, you know, fix her part, like you will see at the end, and also in the thumbnail, like, I got it together. My biggest pet peeve, I hate crooked ass middle parts. Like, I'm just being completely honest, I hate it. So I would sit down, part your head 50 times until I feel like it is straight, and that's just like a perfectionist thing. You know, I just love clean parts and everything like that. So, yeah, don't kill me in the comments. I did go back in and fix that part. Trust me, like, I noticed it too as I was doing it. But, you know, sometimes you got to just step back, look at your client, and make sure everything is in place. And that's what I did. So, moving right along, I did go ahead and cut down the areas for her baby hairs. You know, I do that short, and I'm just going to go in with that She Is Bomb all-in-one Slay Gel. And I think at this point I went to go get my edge brush from my room. And however, I am going to go ahead and take that gel and, you know, swoop my baby hairs and blow dry those baby hairs right on down. Now, even though I pulled all of that hair down, you don't have to use all of the hair that you cut. So you can see that I have like gaps in between my baby hairs, and I like it like that because it gives you, you know, more like a cleaner baby hair placement versus like all the baby hairs touching. So that's why I do like comb some of the hairs back that I pulled down to be baby hairs, because I just like that separation in that gap. Like even on this side here, I'm combing back some of that hair so the baby hairs don't necessarily have to touch each other. And you just want to do your C motions, as I mentioned always when doing baby hairs. Use that C motion. And then once you get the baby hair how you want it to be, just smooth those hairs out and blow dry it. I'm just going to continue to create my C's, blow dry it, and call it a little baby hair. But then once you get the baby hair where you want and you're almost to the final step, you just blow dry it, comb it out. And as I said, I am going to go back in and fix the part and make it straighter. And I will, black spray it and then go back in with that same ivory concealer that I use for, the lace, and clean that part right on up. So I know I've been talking a lot throughout this video, but I just really wanted to give you guys all this information. Like, it's been a minute since I did a long video. So yes, honey, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. I hope y'all got some great tips. I hope you guys use that coupon code on my website. The coupon code is thankful. Thankful. It is thankful. And it's $50 off all purchases, $250 and over. It will take that $50 off. It is unlimited, so you can place as many orders as you need or you want with that coupon code. So hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of this video. Learn some new tricks, pick up these new products, and let me know what you guys think at the end. Thank you guys for tuning in to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.